Greetings everyone, I hope I find you well. So welcome to this beginner's Hatha yoga class. So I hope you've got everything you need, straps. You can use a couple of blocks or something that's a little bit, has some height that can support you. And obviously blankets, cushions for relaxation. So let's get started. Good, so let's come to our chosen seated position, cross-leg position. Sukhasana, easy posture. Resting the wrists on the knees, coming to a mudra if you prefer. Otherwise, just relaxing the fingers, palms down, more calming position for the mind. Palms facing upwards, more energizing position. Otherwise, you may wish to bring the hands to the lap. Whatever feels most comfortable, most natural. Most importantly, we find the length in the spine, shoulders down, chest open. As we close the eyes, and taking a moment just to fully arrive on the mat, to feel settled, becoming grounded, observing the contact with the ground. And just letting go of any distractions, any worries, any concerns, any anxieties, just letting it all go. Taking some nice full deep breaths. Allowing everything to slow down as we begin to internalize the focus. Observing how you're feeling right now. I'm going to do a body scan, bringing our awareness through the body. Not only does this allow us to observe each part of the body, just to check in and notice, how each part of the body's feeling, but also it helps to energize with the awareness the body. So let's start to bring our awareness and again into the feet, and we're just looking for sensations. We're looking to observe, looking to identify any tensions potentially. As we observe toes and feet, into the lower legs, into the knees, how are the knees feeling? Into the upper legs, into the hips and pelvis, and the lower back. How are you feeling in the lower back? Into the mid back, into the upper back. Back of the shoulders, back of the neck. How are you feeling there in the upper back area? Relaxing those shoulders. Bringing the awareness into the lower abdomen, the gut area. How are you feeling there in the stomach and gut? Moving up to the solar plexus. Into the chest, into the heart and lungs. How's your heart center feeling? Collarbones, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands and fingers. Into the throat, the jaw, relaxing the jaw, mouth, nose, cheeks, ears, eyes, behind the eyes, forehead, temples, the brain, the crown of the head. And the back of the head, Just observing the whole body. Observing the whole body. Observing the whole body. Any tension, just welcoming it, listening to it, learning from it. Are there any changes that you can make to your lifestyle? Any insights gained from identifying and listening to any tension? Again, we don't want to let tension, recurring tension, chronic tension to build untreated or unaddressed, and it ultimately leads to illness. Bringing awareness to the breath as we work with our belly breathing. We can place the hand on the belly. As we inhale deeply, the belly expands. And as we exhale, drawing the abdomen into the spine. Inhaling deeply as the belly expands. Exhaling as we draw the abdomen in. Inhaling deeply as the belly expands. And exhaling as we draw the abdomen in. Just continuing to develop this full deep abdominal breath. Maintaining the state of body awareness, self-awareness. And bring the hands to the heart, thumbs to the chest as we take some deep breaths into the heart, making the heart connection. Good work, well done. Let's release the hands. Good. So moving from this place of stillness and centeredness. As we inhale, bringing the arms high, spine lengthens, abs engage. Good. Exhaling, opposite hand to knee. The other hand just to the outside of the hip there. Spine tall, shoulders down, stay on the fingertips to avoid leaning back. Good. Let's come back to center. Inhaling as we bring the arms high. Exhaling other direction. Again, lifting up. Keep the head drawn back so you're not kind of collapsing forwards. Looking all the way behind you. Good work, well done. So let's go to some side stretches from seated. Inhaling, arms high, dropping the left hand down, just reaching over with the right arm. Just relax the shoulders so you're not hunching, keeping that right sit bone down. And maybe you can even slide the hand a bit further away, even bring the forearm down to make it stronger. Looking up to the ceiling, you can bring the hand behind the head or tuck the hand behind the back, just so it's less intense or if you're getting any neck issues. Good, let's go into the other direction. So right hand down, lifting high, stretching through. Again, relax the shoulder. Maybe bring that forearm down, but don't let that left sit bone lift off the ground. So you're putting the weight through the sit bone, you're getting that nice stretch through. Good work, well done. Nice way to work with our side stretches. Good, so let's release and we'll roll back. So feet flatten, arms extend, chin tucks in. Use your core. You can always bring your hands underneath the legs if necessary as we come all the way down. Good work. So hands on the knees, we'll start to rotate at the hip joints, guiding the knees away. Deep breaths into the hips. And again, observing how you're feeling. Developing self-awareness, it's, for me, is the number one teaching of spirituality, just being aware in the other direction in the hips of how you're feeling, physically, emotionally, psychologically, moment to moment, and then acting based on the information you're receiving. for your best, for your well-being, the ultimate best well-being in that moment. Good work. So let's work with our happy baby as we bring the hands to the insides of the legs, holding the inner arches. We could hold the shins. We could even hook the arms underneath the knees. And we'll guide the feet away, the knees towards the ground. We'll start by rocking forwards and backwards. So it stretches the lumbar vertebrae. If there's even a little bit of compression there, it'll just help to release. It's really nice to release the spine. Good. From here, we'll start to guide the feet away, knees towards the ground, and we'll see maybe if we can start to extend the legs. Can you hook onto your big toes and straighten the legs? You could hold your ankles, your shins, or again, you could hook your arms underneath the legs. Drawing up on the knees and thighs, opening the legs wide, deep breaths. Just see if you can open those legs a little bit wider. Good work, well done. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, outer arches resting on the ground, hands resting on the inner thighs, a few deep breaths. Just observing the opening there in the hips, in the inner thighs. Also very good for the gut and the abdomen there, nice releasing position. Good, so let's hug the knees close, gently rocking side to side. We can draw some circles with the knees together, giving the lower back a nice little massage. Good, in the other direction. Good. Let's do a little bit of core work here, and we'll work into our hamstrings as well. So, can you lift your right leg and extend the left leg? Now, it doesn't matter if the knee's flexed, but as you are more flexible, you can really start to extend the leg. And if you can, lift the head off the ground, and then you can also lift the other leg off the ground. Support the neck if you do have any neck issues. So what we're doing, we're working our core, okay, and we're also getting a hamstring stretch. So draw up on the kneecap, flex the foot, strong. Again, you can keep the head down, keep the other leg down to make it easier. Okay, this is for that core workout. Let's go on the other side. So it's quite strong. Yeah, it's one of even the stronger Pilates exercises. So you have the option of keeping the leg and the head down if it's too much. Good. One more each side. Can you really find the length behind the knee? Draw up on your kneecap. Stay strong. Good. Last one. So you really find that stretch behind the knee. Good. Well done. And then let's hug the knees close, gently rocking side to side. And we can just take some deep belly breaths, open the knees. Just give your abdomen a second to relax. Good work, well done. And so from here we'll turn onto the side as we lift up into our all fours, and we'll work with our cat. Let's move freely here. So in all fours, just step your hands forward by a hand's length, and we'll start to draw figures of 8 with the hips, rocking side to side. You might want to just zigzag forwards and backwards there, or maybe even just kind of come into a bit of a cobra, child's pose. Just close the eyes, allow the body to move how it wants to move, side to side. You can look behind you as an option. Good. Let's work the other direction. Good work, everyone. Well done. Let's drop back into child's pose, forehead down. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Good work, well done. So arms extend, elbows off the ground. We lift off the heels, tucking the toes in. We'll push back into our down dog. Starting to walk the dog, one heel down at a time, stretching into the calves. Good work, well done. You can even look from shoulder to shoulder, working into the neck. Good.
And then from here, let's see if we can start to walk the feet to the hands. You can keep the knees flexed, and we're going to do a cross-legged forward bend. So bring the left foot central and then wrap the right leg behind and to the outside of the left leg. It doesn't matter if the feet aren't level or the knees are stay flexed. As we inhale, look forwards, exhale, fold into this cross-legged forward bend. So you feel it very specifically in the outer hip. So it's quite a nice variation of a normal forward bend. So good, especially for runners and cyclists, and this IT band and the glutes often get quite tight. Let's inhale as we look forward, swap feet, and then wrapping the left foot to the outside around, and then exhaling, fold, forward bend. And you just take those deep breaths, relax, see if you can go a little deeper into the stretch. Good work, well done. From here, let's release, feet hip width, as we rebuild the spine, one vertebra at a time, interlocking the fingers, palms away, shoulders drop down, tailbone tucks in, coming up onto the tiptoes. Fix your gaze, finding the focal point. Good work, well done. Bring the arms down, heels down. Good. Hands onto the shoulders, inhaling as the elbows rise. Exhale down, nice full deep breath, full rotations. Breathing into the heart, into the chest. Good, in the other direction. Just again noticing how you're feeling in the heart center. Well done, good work. So let's lift the shoulders up, back and down. A couple more times, up, back, so you feel those shoulder blades working, and down, up, back and down. Pinning the shoulder blades together, palms open, chest is open, taking some deep breaths and just noticing how you're feeling. Good. We can give the wrists a rotation, mobilizing those wrist joints. Well done, good work. So let's come to the front of the mat and we'll work with our sun salutation. So first thing first, we want to have the feet hip width, finding good posture. So you're stepping the feet out, stepping the heels out. Good, so the feet are hip width and parallel, lifting the toes off the mat and then spreading the toes as much as you can, finding space in between the toes, clawing the toes if necessary, if we do have issues, with fallen arches there in the feet. Drawing up on knees and thighs, glutes are engaged, pelvic floor, abdominals, shoulders back and down, head draws back. So we're standing nice and tall, bringing our central nervous system into alignment, affecting all our hormones there, making us feel more stress-free, feel more confident. As we bring the hands to the heart, thumbs to the chest, inhaling as we reach up, looking up, arching. Exhale, folding into your swan dive. Use your abdominals there, soften the knees, fingertips down. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. You could rest your hands on the shins. Exhale, fold through. Good, nice and heavy. You can hold the opposite arm hanging here in this forward bend. Taking those nice deep breaths. Keep the knees flexed to stretch your spine, though you can start to straighten the legs as the hamstrings start to warm up. If you've got that flexibility, you're not kind of hanging there at the 90-degree angle. Good, let's release the hands, fingertips down, bending the knees, right foot back, knee drops, toes point away, shoulders relax. Let's reach high, lifting up. Good, interlock the fingers, hands above the knee. Guide the knee forwards and the front of the right hip towards the ground. And then just push into the leg slightly and see if you can arch back. And it's quite strong. It's a little back bend actually. Works your abs and hip flexors, which is what you normally stretch when you back bend. Good, check that front knees pointing directly forwards. Well done. Palms down as we step back into down dog. And we'll start to walk the dog here, one heel at a time. You can look shoulder to shoulder. Good, let's bend the knees, forehead drops, hips rise, chest opens, spine lengthens. And then starting to straighten those legs, heels down, shoulders away from the ears, abs are strong. Deep breaths, keeping the length in the spine. Avoid kind of rounding like this, so you can bend the knees to push back and bring those sit bones to the wall behind you. Good, as you drop onto the knees, and then we'll bring the body weight forwards into half plank. So strong in the upper body, elbows squeezed together and tuck in, and we'll do our 5 little tricep dips to build up a body strength. You just see how low you can go. Now you can always drop back if it's too strong. Okay. Otherwise, can you keep the weight over the wrists and lower yourself down as low as you can go? It doesn't matter if you're moving an inch, halfway down, all the way down. Just do your best. Stay strong. Exhale down, inhale up. Good. On this next one, we're going to go all the way down. So you may just wish to peel the body down if you find it difficult to drop the chest and chin down. Good. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders and we lift up. Shoulders down, chest open. You've got to be really strong in your glutes and your pelvic floor, engaging the muscles there to protect the back. Good, and we're going to come down into locust there, which is like an unsupported cobra, which is very good for strengthening the back. And then we're going to interlock the fingers, snake, shoulder blades together, arms reach high, squeeze the legs together. And maybe you can also start to lift the legs off the ground as well. And this is very good for strengthening glutes, lower back, abdominals, quite strong, deep breaths. And it's opening the heart as well. Good, hands down. We're going to drop back into child's pose to get a full release of the lower back. So resting the forehead on the hands or on the ground, on a pillow. Good, arms extend, fingers spread, elbows off the mat, lifting off the heels, toes tuck in, and we push back into down dog. Good, big step through the left foot, right foot, dropping the left knee, stepping through, sweeping high. Good, interlocking the fingers, hands just above the knee, guiding the knee forwards. The left hip towards the ground. You can even just shuffle the front foot forwards a bit more to make it stronger. Arching back a little bit. Good. And then from here, we're going to drop back into a half split. So can you bring the fingertips down? And you might just want to step the hands closer to the knee. And we're going to inhale as we bend the knee. We're going to exhale, fold. Now if you're struggling to reach the ground, you can always use a couple of cushions or something there just to support you. Okay, we're going to be doing a similar position later, but in standing. Okay, and so we can use those blocks potentially. Again, if you find it difficult to reach the ground. And then we're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. So see if you can keep the leg straight. It's strong. So just do your best. Lifting the foot high if you can. A few deep breaths, folding over the leg. Especially strong kind of for the calf area behind the knee. Good work. So we bring the foot down, stepping through, holding the opposite arm, hanging here in ragdoll pose. Good, rebuilding the spine. Glutes are strong, core is strong, reaching up, arching. Exhaling, namaste, well done. Deep breath into the heart. Good, let's continue as we inhale, reaching high. Exhale, fold, forward bend. Bending the knees, left foot back. Reaching up, this time we'll keep the arms high in normal crescent moon. Good. We can even bring the hands in prayer, thumbs behind the head, and lift the elbows. It's quite strong.
Deep breath, looking high. Keep the front knee moving forwards. Watch the knee isn't knocking in. Deep breaths, very strong heart opener, connecting to the heart. Good. Palms down as we step back into down dog. Well done. Let's inhale, boat coming up onto both tiptoes. Exhale, heels towards the ground. Inhale, lift high. Exhale. You can even come forward all the way into a high plank to make it stronger. You've got to be strong in your abdominals here. We'll do that one more time. And then push back. Let's hold down dog here. Deep breath, short again. Shoulders away from the ears. Feet parallel, toe spread, finger spread. Good. Let's come to full plank. Shuffle the feet back. Shoulders above the wrists. Okay, so we need to be strong in our upper body. You can always drop onto the knees if it's too much. Watch the head doesn't drop. So the body, the legs, the spine, all in one straight line. Engaging your leg muscles. Draw up on the kneecaps. Tuck the belly in. Push into the ground with the hands. Good. Dropping onto the knees. Let's see if we can go all the way down here. You can always lie down in a controlled way. Otherwise, chest and chin down, then lifting up into cobra. Watch those shoulders aren't hunching, cheating. Shoulders down. Good. Dropping down, toes tuck in, back into down dog. Little step. Good work. Big step through. Left foot. We can drop that right knee. If we're still getting used to that step through, make sure the feet are hip width, the knees pointing forwards, reaching high. Good. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide. Deep breath into the heart. Shoulder blades together if you can. Good work. Well done. So from here, we bring the hands down and we'll work into that half split. So again, maybe you need the blocks, maybe your fingertips kind of reach the ground as we straighten and bend the knee. And this is just warming up, helping us prepare to hold this position, and then let's hold on the next one. And you can inhale, lift the chest, exhale, fold, inhale, lift, exhale, fold. So again, it's not as much hamstring as it is sort of calf behind the knee there. And just take some deep breaths and just see, again, doesn't matter if the knee's staying flexed or you're more upright. You know, if the hamstring is quite tight, you could even be more in an upright position. Don't put too much pressure on the leg, or use those blocks there, that's fine. Okay, good work, well done. So let's step through into our forward bend. This time you could hold your ankles, your legs, and pull yourself close. Keep the knees flexed initially, and then you might be able to straighten the legs. Good. Rebuilding the spine, strong in the core, strong in the glutes, reaching up and arching. Exhaling. Namaste. Well done. Good. So let's flow now, and we'll do a couple more rounds. As we inhale, reaching high. Exhale, folding, forward bend. Bending the knees, right foot back. Good. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. See if you can keep the back knee off the ground. Bring the hand behind the back and pin the shoulder back and look up to the ceiling. A little bit more tricky. Good. Well done. Palm down, stepping back, down dog. Inhale, plank or knees, shoulders directly over the wrists. Exhale, down, knees, chest, chin, or lie down with absolute control. Slide forwards and up into cobra. Watch those shoulders aren't hunching, shoulder blades together. Good, into down dog. Well done. Let's go for three-legged dog. So you might wish to step the left foot a bit more central and lift your right leg as high as you can without bending the knee. And take a big step through. Good. So you can drop the right foot, drop the left knee, step through. I'll just demonstrate this way. And then we lift that back knee off the ground. We're on the fingertips, or even using a block, the outside of the right foot, left hand behind the back. Shoulder back, looking high. It's a little bit more tricky. Good. Stepping through, forward bend. Rebuilding the spine as we lift up and arch. Exhaling, namaste. Well done. Last round, high lunges. As we inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, folding, forward bend. Bending the knees, left foot. Hands above the knees. See if you can find your balance. We don't want to be leaning over the thigh. We're letting the hips sink. You can bend the knee, tuck the tailbone in. Watch the front knee, very important, is pointing forwards, using your hand to keep the leg in alignment. Good, stepping back into down dog. Inhale, plank or knees. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, left leg high. Again, you might wish to step your right foot a little bit more central by an inch or two. Then lift your left leg as high as you can. And big step through. All the way through. Check your feet at hip width. Lift the back knee off the ground. Hands onto the thigh. You can always keep the knee down if you find this challenging. Spine tall. Stay strong. Good. Stepping through. Forward bend. Rebuilding the spine as we lift up and arching. Exhaling, namaste. Well done, everyone. Stepping the feet a little bit wider. Chest is open. Closing the eyes. Taking some deep breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Good. You can always do this nice neck stretch and bring an ear to shoulder. And the other side. Do it a couple of times. This helps to really stretch the neck out. Well done. Good. Great work. So, we'll do some standing positions now. So let's start at the front of the mat. And we're going to step back straight into our Warrior 2. So I'll face this way and we'll step back with the left foot, so we're leading with the right foot. Okay, so bring the feet together at hip width, hands across the chest, bend the knees, big step back, left foot out to the side, front knee bends, knees above the heel, tailbone tucks in, abs engage, push the outer arch of the back foot into the ground. Open that front knee up so the knee's not collapsing in. Can you see your big toe there? Arms are strong. Into Warrior 2. Good. So again, just really good for opening the whole hip, inner thigh area. Well done. So you've got to actively open the hips up and keep those arms strong. Well done. So from here, hands to the hips, tuck your right foot in. So the feet are kind of parallel, and then tuck your heels in. So now your feet are a bit wider than the hips. And we're going to bend the knees, slide the hands down the insides of the legs so the knees open up. Good. So we're coming to Malasana here. So this is another hip opener, but it's a squat. So it's a bit like Warrior 2, but with both legs, both knees flexed. Reach the arms high. Good. Arms to the sides, shoulder blades together. Stay strong. Good. So really feel those quads working. Maybe you can sit a little bit lower. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Good. Deep breaths. Well done. Good. And then from here, hands to the hips. You can lift up, straighten the legs. Good. Tuck your left foot in and turn your right foot back to the front of the mat there. And twist so both of your hips are facing forwards and sort of your heels are in alignment there. So you can bring that left hip forwards without kind of coming off the outer arch of the back foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold into Parsvottanasana. Now normally we do this with the arms behind the back. This time I'm going to give you the option to either keep the hands at the hips, relax the head, or even bring the fingertips down. Now it's quite strong to bring the hands down. So if the hamstrings are tight, you can either keep the hands at the hips or maybe use the blocks, just like we were doing in the in the half split in the sun salutation. So keep the spine long, keep the front leg straight, and just see which position is right for you. If you're more flexible,
you may wish to come down. It's quite challenging to work with the fingertips down. Maybe you've got something there that can just prop you up to help you. Otherwise, just keep the hands at the hips. But watch the right shoulder isn't coming forward. So you want to make sure the shoulders are level, and it's the twisting and bringing that left hip forwards to make sure your hips are square. Good. So this is called intense hamstring stretch, Parsvottanasana. It's quite a strong stretch. Well done. Good. Then bend the knee, lift up, and we're going to see if we can go straight into Warrior 3 balance. So often we do balance separately, but let's see if we can go into it straight away. So arms out to the side, bend the knee, turn the heel away, and then you can either keep the toes down on the ground, see if you can straighten the front leg. And this is all helping to develop control in the leg and balance. And then maybe you can start to hinge forwards and lift that back leg. And the goal is to ultimately kind of lift the leg so it's making a T shape with the lower leg and the spine. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you're at, just go as far as you can, fix the gaze, find the focal point. Yeah, stay on your outer arch, so the outside of that right foot, the outer part. You can claw, grip your toes to make it easier to balance. Don't fall onto the inside arch if you can help it. Good. And then from here, you see, if you can with control, step forward and then bring your hands to the heart. Well done. Nice deep breath. Into the heart. Very good. Well done. So look, I'll demonstrate this side now, but we'll work keeping the left foot leading this time. So we bend the knees and we take a big step back with the right foot. So the toes facing sideways. You can use your hand to open the knee up, tucking the tailbone in, outer arch pushed into the ground, arms are broad, opening the knee. Focus the gaze, take some deep breaths. Looking for at least 5 counts in each position, 5 to 10. Good. Well done. Hands to the hips, tucking the left foot in, legs wide. This time we're going to go for a wide leg forward bend. So we're not going to tuck the heels in, we're just going to go straight down like this. Now there are various ways we can do this, but we're going to try interlocking the fingers. It's a little bit stronger this way. Okay, so just see how you go. You could always bring the hands to the hips or just come down with the crossing the arms. Otherwise, let's just make sure toes are forwards. Inhale, shoulder blades together, arms away from the back. Exhale, fold. And so you get this really good back activation as well as you bring your arms behind you. Deep breaths, keep the shoulders relaxed. Lifting the tailbone high, drawing up on those knees. Stay on the outer arches of the feet. And just breathe into the stretch. Good. Let's bring the hands to the hips and then look forwards and come all the way up. Good work. Well done. So now we want to face back to the front of the mat. So a bit of shuffling with the feet, tuck the right foot in quite a lot, and then just shuffle the left foot out to the side. So the left foot is back to the front. And you remember again, we want those hips level, shoulders level, so when we fold, we don't fall down to the side, but we fold down with shoulders that are level. Okay, and that's all in the hips. So you can always make sure the feet are about hip width. Twist facing forward, looking up, tuck up in your belly, and then hinge, and then fold, and just relax the head. And if you can, you could always rest the hands gently on the shin, fingertips down, use your blocks. If you're putting weight on the leg, just be gentle, don't put too much weight there. And just breathe Keep the hips square, keep the shoulders level. Just look at each shoulder. Is your left shoulder much lower than the right shoulder? You want those shoulders equal height. Deep breaths there. Good, well done. So, let's lift up and we're going to see if we can find that warrior 3 position balance. Arms out to the side. Now, if you find this difficult, you can always just take a big step forwards and then kind of take a smaller step back. Otherwise, can you turn your heel away? But this is a high lunge. It's a bit more challenging to balance. And then you can either go straight into the position or just kind of slide your foot closer and then start to hinge. And again, just see how far you can hinge, lifting that back leg. You want to hold again for about 5 counts, where you're dead focused, you're breathing, everything is concentrated on the balance. Very good. And then from here, you can bring the hands above the head in prayer, hands to the heart. Very good work. Take a nice deep breath into the heart. Well done. Good. So let's come down onto the mat. So we can come down from the front onto the tiptoes. Bend the knees, little tiptoe squat. All the way down. Good. Hands down, knees down. And we can just turn to the side. Good work. So let's work with our Janu Shirshasana. So our forward bend. So right leg extends, left foot tucks in. You may wish to use your strap at this point. Again, if you know your hams are tight, it's going to help you. That momentum, that pull is going to allow you to go deeper into the stretch. So you have the option there. Okay, as opposed to kind of just holding the leg. If you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings, you don't get quite the same leverage. Otherwise, let's inhale as we bring the arms high, shoulders relax, chest opens. Exhale, reach the arms through, and just keep reaching through without like locking the arms or hunching the shoulders. Use your strap, keep the chest open, so no hunching, no rounding. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're more upright or if you're kind of closer to the leg. Just breathe, relax, fold. Good, every exhale, just going a bit deeper. Good. And from here, reaching the arms high, revolve over, so left hand down, lift up, and then from here, just see if you can start to lift that right leg off the ground. So this is actually very good for strengthening the hip. Yeah, flex the foot. It's like a half moon pose that we do in some of the stronger classes when we're balancing on the foot in this position. A little bit easier for balance, but equally as challenging for the hip. Good work, well done. Foot down, sit bones down. Very good. So let's work on the other side. So right foot tucks in, and the more open the hips are, the closer to the groin you are with the foot. Toes pointing up. Again, those shoulders are level. We don't want to be twisting. There's not many positions where we're kind of going into position with the chest turning to the diagonal. We're always facing dead straight. There, as we inhale, reaching high, abs engage, drop the shoulders, open the heart, hinge. Again, you can use your strap. Inhale, lift up, relax the shoulders, soften the elbows. Exhale, fold, breathe. And here it's all about breathing and relaxing and not being afraid to feel a bit of discomfort, but not forcing it. So it becomes painful because then we're more likely to injure ourselves. Good. Deep breaths. Imagine like every exhale, just softening, relaxing, melting into the stretch. Even if it feels uncomfortable, you don't feel like you're particularly flexible, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you feel relaxed and you're able to go a little bit further with every breath. Good. So let's inhale as we reach the arms high. We revolve that right hand all the way down, palm flat. We lift up, shoulder above the wrist, fingers pointing up, and then see if you can lift that leg. Oh, how's that hip feeling? Tightness in the hip or weakness in the hip, you might find this challenging. You can get a little bit of cramp if the hip is tight. Good. Well done. Let's release. Excellent work. Good. So let's roll down and we'll finish with our bridge and twist. So arms extend, chin tucks in, use your core. Good. So let's work with our bridge. So again, as I've got the blocks, I'll just show how you could do, if say you have some cushions or some blocks, just for alignments. So you can bring one block in between the feet and the other block in between the knees there. You get away with turning it on the side. It doesn't matter if it's just slightly narrower. Arms down, palms flat. So now you've got the perfect foot alignment, you've got the perfect knee alignment. You're engaging the inner thighs by squeezing the block. As we lift up, heels are relatively close to the sit bones, and then we lift. We squeeze the glutes, the buttocks, to lift the hips as high as we can. And it's all about getting the tightening in the glutes to lift up. Good. Let's roll down one vertebrae at a time. We'll do this 3 times, and the 3rd time we'll hold. So we lift up, stay strong, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Strong through the feet. If you aren't working with the blocks, you're going to have to make sure your feet are hip width, your knees are forward and not opening out to the sides. You do slightly engage the inner thighs. Let's hold this one now as we lift high. Now from here we could shuffle onto the shoulder blades, hands behind the back. That allows us to open a little bit higher. Keep the glutes strong. Maybe you can come up onto your tiptoes. Good. Let's bring the arms behind the back and open into the heart. Deep breath. Good. And then rolling the spine down. Hugging the knees close, rocking side to side. Good work, everyone. Good. So let's finish with our twist. So keep the knees together, feet to the ground, allow the knees to fall to the ground. Looking the other side, shoulder blade down. And if you're a bit more advanced, you can wrap the leg, which makes it stronger for the glute, or straighten the lower leg with the foot on the thigh. Make sure you keep the shoulder blade down. So if you're kind of doing this with the shoulder well off the ground, it's not really going to do anywhere near as much. Important, you keep the shoulder blade down. Deep breaths, work into the hip, work into the lower back. Good, and the other side. So the easiest version, just allow your knees to fall to the side, other arm out to the side, shoulder blade down, and the hand guides the knee down. For me, I like to straighten the lower leg and rest the foot on the thigh, and then it allows me to get right into the lower back. But equally, you may wish to wrap the legs to work a bit more into the hip, and again, you can even bend the elbow, hand underneath the head. Gives you this lovely chest stretch. Good work, everyone. It's good to get into the habit of always counting at least to 5 in any position. And then, obviously you can do more if you want to, 5 to 10. Any less than 5, you kind of not going to really get a huge amount of benefit from that. You do want to hold the position a little longer. Good work, everyone. So let's now prepare for final relaxation. So just take whatever you need to stay warm and comfortable. You may wish to place some pillows underneath the knees if you do get any lower back discomfort lying on your back. Arms wide, feet wide, flopping out to the sides. You can place hand on the heart, hand on the stomach. We did that body scan at the start of the class. Now, if you did feel tension in the body and it's kind of, you can reach it with your hands, you can always rest your hands on that part of the body. Otherwise, just keeping the arms to the sides. And just taking a moment to relax. Letting go of any remaining tensions in the mind and in the body. And just allowing the body to completely surrender to the ground, to the earth, letting go. As we return to our belly breathing, and as we inhale, the belly rises. And as we exhale, the belly falls. Inhaling deeply as the belly rises. And exhaling as the belly falls. Inhaling deeply as the belly rises. And exhaling as the belly falls. And with every exhale, allowing the body to enter into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. It's always so beneficial to enter into a state of gratitude. Gratitude for everything you have in your life. And that state of gratitude, it's a signal that you're sending out to the universe. And the universe will just keep giving you more things to be grateful for. And we find when we enter into that state of gratitude, and that's how the universe works. It just gives you what you're feeling. If you're feeling negative feelings and emotions, you'll get the negative reflection. If you can connect to those positive sentiments, the universe will just give you more of what you're feeling. You create, you choose. So just connect into that state and sentiment of gratitude. And so many things to be grateful for. As we start to come back to the physical body, you can move the fingers and toes. Interlocking the fingers, stretching behind the head. And hugging the knees close. Give yourself a nice big hug. So connecting to the sentiment of self-care, self-nurturing, self-appreciation, and self-love. As we turn onto the side, you can rest the head on the arm. And then when you're ready, slowly coming all the way up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed, spine tall. Just taking some nice full deep breaths, again, being very aware of how you're feeling. And bringing the hands to the heart, thumbs to the chest, taking some nice deep breaths into the heart, making the heart connection. Good. Rubbing the palms together to create some heat. And palm of the eyes, as we bring the energy into the eyes, looking to the space behind the closed eyes, the Chittakash, the space of consciousness. Bring the hands back to the heart. And thank you all, and namaste. Good, well done everyone, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the class and I hope you're doing really well and you have a great week and a good day. And I will see you next time. Thanks everyone.